Thank you very much. This is cool. Stephen King sent a chill up your spine with works like The Shining, gave us hope with The Shawshank Redemption, and his latest book, Revival, will have you breaking out in a sweat over questions about faith, God, and what lies beyond death. Stephen King, always good to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Let's talk about Reverend Jacobs, okay? He's a guy who has lost faith in religion. He's turned his back on God because of a tragedy in his life involving his family. He takes to the pulpit in his small town, and he delivers a scathing sermon on religion that goes as far as to compare it to an insurance scam.
Right.
The zest with which you wrote that sermon makes me think you've been wanting to deliver it for a long time.
Well, I wouldn't say that I really wanted to deliver it for a long time, but I was interested in Reverend Jacobs as a guy with religious faith. I was raised, in a Christian family, Methodist, and I think people with a lot of faith have a lot further to fall.
This guy, as I said, compares it to an insurance scam, says you pay in, you believe, thinking that at the end there'll be this great payoff, and you find out the company doesn't even exist. Do you worry about offending people, or do the staunch Stephen King supporters know where you lie on this?
Well, I like to think that people can make a differentiation between the character and the man who wrote the character, because I've written some pretty awful things in my time, and if they can't differentiate, I mean, hey, guys, I'm all right, but of course I'd say that, wouldn't I?
Exactly. You'd fool us with that. Let's talk about some big-ticket items you get into in the book, okay? Faith and science, the existence of God. At this stage in your life, do you believe in God?
I do. I've made a decision to believe in God because it's better to believe than not to believe. I came to that conclusion when I realized that I had addiction problems that were bigger than I could solve myself, and so it was easy to say, well, if I've got a power greater than myself, okay, that's fine. I can use that to make life livable and good.
And what about beyond life, this idea of an afterlife? I was reading an interview you did where you said you've developed a very agnostic view on the afterlife, almost a neurological theory as to why it might exist or why people might talk about it.
Well, I think that it might be that we are wired up in a certain way to certain circuits open when you're dying and give you a lift. That seems to me that it would be part of the organic survival mechanism, and that would explain this white light phenomenon that people have. As far as what's after, there's no downside in believing that there's a heaven or an Elysian fields. Is there, right?
It's a win-win, isn't it?
It's a win-win situation. If there isn't, we're not going to know.
Do you fear death?
I don't think that I fear death so much as things like Alzheimer's disease or advanced physical problems.
You worry about the power of thinking, losing the power of thought and expressing yourself.
Yeah, and I got to say that one of the things that drove this book is I'm curious as to what this is the one experience that we all go through. They say that there's nothing in life that's sure except death and taxes, but some people don't pay their taxes, so the one thing is death. One
of the other things you said, exactly, unfortunately, one of the other things you said, you still
fear... And you probably had some on this show.
Probably. I probably interviewed a few of them. You say you still fear failure, which I find hard to believe after all the success you've had. No, I don't think you have to worry about it. I really don't. This book is called Revival. I'm about halfway there. It's spectacular.
It's just got a scary wind-up.
Oh, thanks. Okay, great. Something to look forward to.
Just something to look forward to.
All right, Stephen
In the
King.
dark, when no one can hear you scream.
Stop it, all right? Just stop it. Knock it off. Coming up, a beautiful song from Jennifer Hudson as she pays tribute to Whitney Houston. But first, this is Today on NBC. Always good to see you.
You never know